Hello, everyone. This is Serious Trivia, and today we're starting a brand new Let's Talk Lore series titled The Terrible Regents of Wu, where we'll be covering the regencies of Sunjun and Sunchen. This pair of imperial relative regents are viewed as the worst regents in the history of the Kingdom of Wu by Emperor Sun Xiu, who deemed them so vile that he stripped them of their Sun surname posthumously, as he saw them as true disgraces to the imperial clan. Now, if you have not watched our Zhuge Ke's Regency Let's Talk Lore series, then please do so, as the story of Sun Jun's regency starts with Zhuge Ke's assassination. Additionally, the series on Sun Quan's messy inheritance is also highly recommended. So starting our story off with Regent Sun Jun, it's important to note that he's a distant relative of the Sun imperial clan. His great-grandfather was Sun Jing, the younger brother of Sun Jian, and by all accounts, Sun Jing was the most modest member of the Sun clan, as after he helped Sun Ce take the Kuaiji commandery from Wang Lang, he turned down a generalship to remain in the Wu commandery to continue to take care of the ancestral Sun clan homestead until eventually dying of old age during Sun Quan's reign. Sun Jing's eldest son, Sun Hao, however, did not inherit his father's humble nature, as right after Sun Ce's assassination, Sun Hao deliberated on whether or not to seize control of the clan with his own personal retinue. Fortunately, Sun Hao never carried out the plan, as he was talked down by General Yu Fan, but this ambitious nature remained within this branch of the clan, as Sun Hao would give birth to three sons in Sun Chuo, Sun Chao, and Sun Gong. Sun Hao's youngest son, Sun Gong, will be the father of our first terrible regent in Sun Jun, while Sun Hao's eldest son, Sun Chuo, will be the father to our second terrible regent in Sun Chen. And having established Sun Jun and Sun Chen's family tree, the two relationship that will be important here is that first, Sun Jun and Sun Chen are cousins, and second, they're both grandnephews to Wu's first emperor, Sun Quan. Now, born in 219, not much is known about Sun Jun's youth, except that he was recorded to have been a skilled horse archer in his youth. Bold and decisive, this grandnephew of Emperor Sun Quan eventually earned himself a position as a lieutenant in the Imperial Martial Guards, where he would soon catch the eye of the emperor. Sun Quan would grow quite fond of Sun Jun in his later years, eventually naming Sun Jun as one of his regular imperial attendants, and in this position, Sun Jun would become a confidant to Sun Quan, especially during the court divide between Crown Prince Sun He and Prince Sun Ba, as it was recorded that Sun Quan once told Sun Jun his intentions to depose both of these sons, as he felt neither would become capable emperors. Additionally, Sun Jun played a vital role during Sun Quan's final days. Prior to Sun Quan's death, Sun Quan did consider recalling his deposed former crown prince Sun He and passed the throne to him instead of his youngest son Sun Liang, as Sun Liang was just simply too young at the time. However, when this was brought up, three people vehemently opposed this idea, as they worked collectively to stop Sun Quan. And these three people would be Imperial Attendant Sun Jun, Chief Imperial Secretariat Sun Hong, and Princess Sun Luban. Now, the reason why Sun Hong would oppose Sun He's return is simple. Sun Hong was a former supporter of Prince Sun Ba and was thus a political enemy of Sun He. Sun Hong also abused his power numerous times in the past to frame and kill Sun He's political allies at court. So if Sun He was to return and become the next emperor of Wu, then Sun Hong would surely be killed. So just out of self-preservation, Sun Hong would never allow Sun He to return from exile. Similarly, Princess Sun Luban's reasoning is just as petty, as Sun Luban was the daughter of Sun Quan's favorite concubine, Bu Lianshi, whereas the former crown prince Sun He's birth mother was Sun Quan's second favorite concubine at the time, in Lady Wang. Lady Wang and Bu Lianshi absolutely hated each other, as they fought over Sun Quan's favor and attention. So as Bu Lianshi's daughter, Sun Luban had a similar hatred against Lady Wang and her son, the former Crown Prince Sun He. And this was actually the key motivation behind Prince Sun Ba's rise as a contender for the throne, as it was through the support and connections of Princess Sun Luban that Sun Ba became a dominant political force within the Wu court, as this tragic battle for heir can be sadly summed up as just a jealousy bout between two of Sun Quan's concubines. Now, in Sun Jun's case, given his young age and lowly status at court during the battle for heir, he was actually never involved with either former Crown Prince Sun He or Prince Sun Ba. However, by the time around Sun Quan's death, Sun Jun became involved romantically with Princess Sun Luban. And in order to explain this incestuous relationship, we have to first properly track Sun Luban's past relationships. Historically, we do not know Sun Luban's exact birth year, but she was definitely born before 212, as Bu Lianshi already had her second daughter and Sun Luban's younger sister, Sun Luyu, that year. These two daughters would be Bu Lianshi's only children with Sun Quan, and also the reason why the Wu imperial court never allowed Sun Quan to name her empress. But despite this, Sun Quan treated Bu Lianshi as his empress, even though he was never able to officially give her this title. And naturally, as the daughter of Bu Lianshi and as Sun Quan's eldest daughter, Sun Luban grew up extremely spoiled, as she and her younger sister gained the nicknames of Sun Quan's Big and Little Tigers. Around the year 227, when Sun Luban just came of age, she was married to Zhou Yu's eldest son, Zhou Xun, in a political marriage to further cement the relationship between the Zhou and the Sun clans, and as a way to honor the late Zhou Yu's contribution to Wu. However, this marriage was rather short-lived, as Zhou Xun would die young of illness in the year 229, making Sun Luban a rather young widow before she would turn even 20 years old. Fortunately, during the Three Kingdoms period, given the population decline due to the constant warfare, remarriage of widows became quite commonplace and no longer taboo. So almost immediately after Zhou Xun's death in 229, right as Sun Quan ascended to the throne as the first emperor of Wu, Sun Luban was remarried in another political marriage to the newly general of the guards in Quancong. Now, this marriage would actually turn out to be quite a good fit, as Quancong's previous wife had also just passed away, so it was a second marriage for the both of them, and by the standards of the day, Quancong and Sun Luban had a rather loving marriage. Quancong was much older and already had two sons in Quanxu and Quanji, but Sun Luban would give birth to two more sons for Quancong in Quanyi and Quanwu. Now, the two sons are not why I called this relationship a loving one, as the reason for that is because Princess Sun Luban did not employ any male companions while in this relationship, as the practice of having boy toys in the form of male consorts was commonplace for most princesses ever since the Han Dynasty. This was, of course, understandable, as imperial princesses were often married for political reasons. So if the princess did not like their husband, then given their status, they could easily find company in the form of male companions, while their husbands would be powerless to stop it. Either way, the union of Quancong and Sun Luban became a dominant political force within the kingdom of Wu, as Quancong would eventually become the right Da Sima in charge of the entire Wu military in the year 246, while numerous members of the Quan clan would also control various levels of the military. However, this loving marriage would end in the year 249 when Quancong would die of natural causes, leaving behind Princess Sun Luban, who was probably approaching 40 years old at the time. Powerful and ambitious, Sun Luban did not let the death of Quancong affect her political standing, as she immediately started plotting for ways to secure her own political future in anticipation of Sun Quan's death, as in 249, her loving, adoring father was already 68 years old and was already frequently suffering from various illnesses. And one of the steps she took was to get in bed both figuratively and literally, with Sun Quan's most trusted imperial attendant in Sun Jun, who is also technically her nephew. I'm sure it helped that he was quite the stud, given the historical depiction of being a skilled horse archer, but nevertheless, this cursed relationship would play a vital role in the fate of the kingdom of Wu, both in Sun Quan's final years and throughout Emperor Sun Liang's reign. So, to find out how Sun Jun's actions would be affected by his secret relationship with Princess Sunlun, come back next time as we'll continue our series tomorrow with episode 2, titled Sunlun's Plaything. So, hopefully, you all have enjoyed this episode enough to consider subscribing to the channel for more content on Three Kingdoms history, or simply support the channel by leaving a comment below, or just by hitting the like button. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Bye!